Welcome back to my Blues Connected franchise here on Madden 19. Today it is going to be the first episode of the off-season. In this one I will be going over the awards, re-signing some staff and some players if I need to, and then going into free agency and signing some players there. So let's start by re-signing staff. I've actually never done this before. Re-sign your staff before they hit free agency. I think I may have done this last year when I was like simming by the first season to get to the point where I can relocate. So let's just start re-signing people. So this is my head coach, my scout, my trainer. Okay, so I'm actually okay with like all of these guys. I don't mind re-signing all of them. I don't really know how this works though. I don't know if I should like lower this or what. I'll make you that kind of offer. Wait, I'll appreciate this opportunity you're giving me. Give me some more time to think about it. Okay, let's wow. Is this a trainer? No, this is a scout. Scouts don't make like any money. Jeez. Alright. I appreciate this opportunity. Give me some time. Do they all say that? Do they ever... Wow, you make even less money, the trainer. Do they ever, like, accept right away? No, okay. It looks like they're all just going to take some time to think about what they want to do. So while they take that time, let's go over the stats. So we already looked at the standings a little bit. We came in second place, 7-9. Honestly, better than I expected. So let me check out this schedule. Should give you guys, like, a quick synopsis of the season. We didn't play any of the preseason, so we were 2-2 in that aspect. We lost the opening 3 games, putting up like decent point numbers though. Our defense got torched. We then took down the Chiefs. That was a great defensive effort, honestly, by both teams. Lost to the Titans, got obliterated there. Lost to the Lions by 3 points, very close game. Then went on a 4-game win streak. Beat the Broncos in that shootout. Beat the Jets by 1 point. Beat the Colts by 3 points. Beat the Chargers by 3 points. Lost 3 more in a row, and then won. These 2 games were part of the last episode, so we won 2 of those by 1 point and then lost the last one. All of our victories were so close. So both of these are 1 point. This one was 3, this one was 3, this one was 1, this one was 6, this one was 6, and that's it. I think every single game was by 1 possession. I think the biggest margin we've ever had was 6 points. Now we can check out the stats though. Baker Mayfield wins MVP. How did the team play? So Nick Mullins was our leading passer. But if you add up all these numbers, I'm actually going to do this really quickly on a calculator. If you add up all 3 quarterback numbers, I guess, and if you add Cardale Jones at the end, so plus another 7, 3,841 yards. Honestly, not that bad. Nearly 4,000. Maybe we can up that next year. I feel like if Nick Mullins really started the entire year, and if he didn't get hurt, I feel like he may have eclipsed 4,000 yards. And then the touchdown numbers, we have 26 here, I think. 13 plus 6 plus 7. 26 touchdowns, honestly not horrible either with this kind of roster. We can definitely get that up next year though. And then far fewer interceptions. We have 14 I think. 8 plus 2 plus 4. Added that in a weird way. So 14 interceptions. Again, we just need to limit that. Honestly, if Chandler Sen never played, that number would have been drastically smaller. The best quarterback rating goes to Nick Mullins, but Trevor Knight actually played well when we needed him to. Chandler Sen was atrocious the entire time. Nick Mullins has the longest pass, 79 yards. Yards per attempt, 9.4. Clearly the best quarterback on this team. Daniel Griffith, 1,306 yards. Fantastic rookie season. He did fumble 7 times, though. So yeah, he had a lot of yards. A good number of touchdowns. 10 is quite nice, but those 7 fumbles definitely need to be limited next year. 4.8 yards a carry. Gus Edwards ran for over 500 yards, which really isn't bad at all for a backup. 3 touchdowns as well for him. He was great in the yards per carry department. Every time I gave him the football, he'd get a huge gain. Good chunk of yards as well. Deron Nolan ran decently well, had a touchdown. Chandler Sen had a rushing touchdown as well. We had 1 receiver with over 1,000 yards. DJ Chark, 1,195 with 10 touchdowns. Daniel Griffith didn't score a receiving touchdown the entire season, but he had 66 catches. It's actually sort of impressive that he somehow did not get a touchdown with that. Very bad average yards per reception, because I'd check it down to him a lot for a gain of like nothing, or gain of 1, a loss of 1, somewhere around there, so that happened quite a bit. Deshaun Hamilton had a really good season out of the slot, 60 catches, 926 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Not bad whatsoever. And take a look down here as well. Joshua Perkins contributed pretty well. Shelton Gibson was also pretty decent. And then Mason Streck, I'm pretty sure he caught the first touchdown for this team. I could be wrong, but I feel like he caught the first touchdown. I also remember him making a remarkable grab a couple episodes ago. Blocking was not great. Brody Colmore was terrible. Colton Miller was equally terrible. DeAndre Thurmond was not a good guard. Dorian Johnson, not a good right tackle. Nico Siragusa wasn't that bad. Roderick Johnson also was not that bad. David Sharp played decently in 2 games. I mean, not in 2 games, in 8 games. That's actually a really good rate, though. So if you average that out to be 16 games instead, he only would have let up 4 sacks compared to 17 let up from Brody Colmer, and Colton Miller also played left tackle, letting up 15. That's not good at all. Lerone Cooper actually led our team in tackles. Honestly surprising. I didn't think he had that many. 108 for A.J. Gardner, solid rookie season. 102 from Pat Lindsley, probably the best defensive player on the team. Buck Snyder had 17 tackles for loss. That's an excellent season for the rookie pass rusher. 16 for Pat Lindsley, great season there. 14 for A.J. Gardner. 12 for Lerone Cooper at safety. He had a very, very good season. I don't think we had that many sacks. Carroll Phillips came on really, really strongly when we signed him. 6.5 sacks for him. 6 for Maurice Hurst is not too bad out of a defensive tackle position. Interceptions, we were pretty good with the linebackers at least. Pat Lindsley, A.J. Gardner, Markel Lee leading the team, but Pat Lindsley, A.J. Gardner, a huge step above all the rest. We only managed to get 2 defensive back interceptions the entire season, one of those being on a Hail Mary. So I don't even want to count that. Nick Nelson, I think he had a one-handed interception or something. He actually had a pretty good season in the slot, but he's like the only cornerback to get an interception. How many deflections are we looking at? 16, 15, 12. Rashard Robinson had 12. I never usered him. I feel like that's a lot. That's a good season. Nick Nelson, 9. Lerone Cooper, 7. Not too bad. Catches allowed. No one had any catches allowed. That's what you're trying to tell me? Alright. Forced fumbles. I don't think we had many. Alright, so 1 for actually a bunch of different players. Not too bad. Fumble recoveries. I think we only had a couple. He only had 2. We had a couple defensive touchdowns, or no? No, we didn't. I'm thinking of my Jets franchise. Safeties, we have 2. A.J. Gardner, Pat Lindsley, rookie linebackers getting it done. No blocked kicks. I already knew that. I'm not even sure why I checked. Since we played the entire season and we did everything, let me take a look at kicking. Did we miss a field goal? We did not. Daniel Carlson, 21 for 21. I think extra points he was also perfect on. Actually, no, he missed 1. Maybe I got blocked. Yeah, extra points blocked 1. Okay. And then Ross Fury, the punter. I don't know how to interpret these numbers. Honestly, I really don't. Maybe that's a good season. Shelton Gibson had 2 touchdowns, 2 kick return touchdowns. Daniel Griffith had 1. So I'm sure Shelton Gibson will probably stay on the team, even if he's not starting at wide receiver, because he was a pretty good kick returner. So was Daniel Griffith, both eclipsing 1,000 yards, with Shelton Gibson having 1,300. Daniel Griffith tacks on 428 more yards as a punt returner. Now we can take a look at, let's go over the team stats here. 14th on offense, a lot better than I thought I was going to be, and then last on defense. Let's take a more in-depth look here. The Saints had the best total offense if you look at their total yards gained, 7,556. The Cowboys only had 3,218. The Falcons led the league in that. Rush yards, I feel like we need to be near the top. We actually are the top rushing team. That's what I like to see. Points per game. Weren't that bad in points per game. We had like 23. Yeah, 23.8. That's not too bad. Passing touchdowns. The Browns had 40. Okay. Rushing touchdowns. Steelers had 25. We didn't have that many of these, but we had a lot of yards, so it's okay. First downs gained, probably near the bottom on this one. I don't see the team immediately, so maybe we weren't too bad in that. Okay, I feel like we're closer to the top than the bottom, so that's alright. Now we can take a look at the yearly awards. Did we win anything? Baker Mayfield wins MVP. No Blues players, didn't really expect to see any. Coach of the Year, Andy Reid wins that one. Our coach makes it at number 8, Demetrius Turner. How did he make it? Having a sub 500 record. Okay, well he is getting re-signed, hopefully. Hope he doesn't decline. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Le'Veon Bell runs the way with that one. Literally, running back. Glenn Yount is a rookie though. That worries me. He probably won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. Do we have any of our linebackers? That is a ripoff. Pat Lindsley had 6 interceptions and he doesn't make it. Alright, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Glenn Yount wins that one. Brady Nevis. Wow, okay, the Patriots would draft somebody whose name is Brady, whatever that is. Daniel Griffith at number 3. No other player from our team. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Did we win this one? We did not. How? Tyrone Anunoby beats out A.J. Gardner. Pat Lindsley should have won, probably. I need to check out what that Anunoby guy did. That's not fair. How did we not win? Lerone Cooper, Michael Spellman make it at number 8 and number 10. Also, Buck Snyder should have been on that. So let me check out the Anunoby dude. No way you had more than 5 or 6 interceptions. Let's see, he was on the Titans. Not even sure what position this guy plays. Anunoby. Okay, he had 13.5 sacks. That's very fair. That is a great season. I don't know, I feel like 6 interceptions from a linebacker. I actually don't know what's better. I guess you guys can let me know if you have an opinion on that, but I guess an Anunoby guy did have a pretty remarkable season, if I'm being fair to him. I thought he was just going to be like a middle linebacker who had just a bunch of tackles or something. Best quarterback, Baker Mayfield. We definitely don't have anyone on this list. Anybody who used to be on the Raiders is Derek Carr in here. He's on the Broncos, I believe, but I think he didn't actually play the entire year. Pretty sure he got hurt or something or got benched at some point. Best running back, Le'Veon Bell. Daniel Griffith, though, at number 6. Not too bad. Best wide receiver, Albert Wilson wins best wide receiver. DJ Chark at number 3. Hopefully he got a dev upgrade. Actually didn't look at that too well. Deshaun Hamilton could have definitely been in here. Okay, he isn't though. Best offensive lineman, David DeCastro. That's fair. Makes sense. Nobody from our team also makes sense. Best defensive lineman, Myles Garrett. Nobody from the Blues. Best linebacker, AJ Gardner. Beats out Pat Lindsley by 1 spot, number 5 and number 6. Best defensive back, William Jackson. Comes away at that one. He's at 89 overall now. Best kicker. Come on, Daniel Carlson there is at number 3. Okay, so I think we didn't win a single award, which is alright. How many experience points do we have? 3 from Melton, who's just the fullback. Daniel Griffith got 3. Not too bad. Defensively, only 1. AJ Gardner didn't get like any experience points the entire season. How tragic. Alright, well, I'm looking to replace him anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Also, obviously, I spent throughout the season, but I thought maybe some of these guys could have got something extra. It's okay, though. Now I think we can, go into the Super Bowl, go scout, do all that fun stuff. Actually, I'm going to stop it at the Pro Bowl. Let's see if any of our players made the Pro Bowl. It looks like the Super Bowl is going to be between the Falcons and the Ravens. So, let's check out the Pro Bowl roster. Did any of our players make it? Just going to go through this quickly. See, we got Melton in there at fullback. Maybe that's why he has some experience points. I'm not sure how he made it. Whatever. DJ Chark made it as the last wide receiver. Not too bad, though, I guess. I doubt we have any offensive linemen in here. That would be really strange. Linebackers. We should have at least 1. We don't have a linebacker. Are you serious? I can't imagine Jayon Brown or Brandon Marshall had that much better of a season than AJ Gardner. AJ Gardner had 5 interceptions. And I think over 100 tackles. Whatever. I'm not sure how the rankings work here. No cornerbacks. No safeties. That Hood guy, I feel like I remember him as being a player I wanted to draft but didn't get the chance to. I don't know. We got the punter at least, and we also have the kick returner. Alright, so we have a couple players in there. Not bad for the first season. Next year, though, that roster will be littered with Blues players, I'm telling you. I'm just going to take a quick look at the staff to see if everybody re-signed. Okay, so it looks like everyone re-signed. Or wait, through 2021? Is this year 2021? It's 2019. Okay, sweet. So I think everybody re-signed there. That's what, at least it looks like to me. I hope that's the case. But we can bring back some players. Let's see. Joshua Perkins played pretty well. He was the first guy there, but he's not actually the first one. Rashard Robinson is. I want him back on the team. Carroll Phillips I think I want because he played really well too. I want to see what he can do, with a full season. Cardale Jones, I don't really care too much about. Elijah Qualls, he's very strong, but I feel like I can draft some depth players. Ben Charleston didn't really do anything that impressive. Trevor Knight, I probably won't bring back either. If I really want him, he'll probably be in free agency once again. Joshua Perkins, I think I'll give a contract to. He was pretty good. He can at least be a backup tight end. David Sharp, I also want, and then Keith Smith, I don't really care about. So let's start here. David Sharp, we have $119 million in cap room. Let's give him a 3-year contract. Let's just see if he accepts that straight up. He is going to accept it. Not too bad. Joshua Perkins, these guys should all be very cheap as well. And they're not bad players, really by any means. 3 years, bump down the salary a little bit. He's coming back to the team. Who else did I say I wanted? Carroll Phillips. He played well with us. Let's give him like a 3-year deal once again. Maybe $850,000. That's such a low contract. For a player who played that well in a short period of time, I'll definitely take that. Rashard Robinson, again, he had a ton of pass deflections. Let's give him over $1 million a year. With that little bit of a salary boost up there at the end. There we go. Okay, so we got all those players back. Really didn't spend too much. Honestly, we probably spent like $5 million in cap room or whatever just in that little period. So let's advance the week, go into the first stage of the offseason. Let me explain the sort of rules I'm going to set up for myself for this. So I don't want to just go in and sign everyone here because I could easily do that, make the team like an 80 overall. I'm not going to go that route. I think what I'm going to allow myself to do is sign like 1 star on offense, 1 star on defense, and then maybe a couple other miscellaneous players around there. And what I am going to define as a star is maybe like a high 80, over a 90 kind of player. I'll just determine it based on who's here. But I don't want to like overload on the best players in this free agency class. So let's take a look who is in free agency. $116.36 million. The top free agent is Miles Jack. Miles Jack would be amazing to have. He's ridiculously fast. Amazing zone coverage. I think I might have to pull the trigger on him. Usering him would be so much fun. Eric Ebron could be my offensive star. There really aren't many great offensive players in this class. Derrick Henry is here, who I really don't need. I am very much content with my running backs. Shaq Thompson could have been an interesting one. I just want to find a player who's really young and who I can develop even more. So maybe I won't go after like an amazing offensive player in this class, but I think I'm going to limit myself to like 4 signings. I feel like that's fair. Austin Blythe might have to come on the team too. We really need some offensive lineman help. He might be the offensive star I go after. It's between him and Eric Ebron, and I feel like I can either draft a tight end or maybe there's even a good one down here. Like Austin Hooper is very well-rounded in the game. 82 speed, 91 catching, 75 run blocking. I feel like he's a bit high of an overall though. I'll decide at some point, but I definitely want Miles Jack. Let's try to bring him onto this team. I think I went after 4 players in total, so let's see who we got. Austin Hooper accepted, Miles Jack accepted, and that is it as of now. If those are the only 2 guys who come over, honestly, I'm okay with that, but I did go after some more players. I'll show you who I ended up giving contracts to. They did not yet accept, but that's okay. If they end up not accepting, it really isn't that big of a deal. So my negotiations. Shaq Lawson, I gave a really small contract to. He's not going to accept it. Anthony Brown. I don't know if I want to up this or not. Let's see what other cornerbacks are available. It also depends on which cornerbacks I could potentially draft. Jalen Mills was another player I was looking at. He is still here. So if it comes down to it, I could always go after Jalen Mills. Jonathan Jones is also here. I want like a taller, lanky quarterback or cornerback. I know Anthony Brown isn't tall and lanky, but I guess Carlton Davis sort of is. But Anthony Brown is like super fast, so I didn't really want to try to pass up on him. Let me take a look into free agency, maybe. Not free agency, into the draft. Let's see who is available to draft at corner. I don't really remember too much. Are there good-looking cornerbacks here? There's one decent-looking corner who is insanely fast. Oh, he might have to be the move. We picked 12th, 14th, and 18th. I might have to trade up in the draft to try to get him. I think that's what I'm going to do. Watts Oglesby. Insane combine. 4.37 speed, 6.8 4.3 cone, 4.07 20-yard shuttle, 25 bench press reps. He can do a lot. Okay, I think that might be the move. He might be like my first player on my watch board. So let me go through this period here, scouting more players, all that good stuff, and I'll give you guys a rundown of who I think are going to be the best prospects. This is roughly what my draft board is going to look like. Not everybody is in like the exact order, but it's in like a general order here. I think that Watts Oglesby will be the best player in this class, and he's definitely on top of my draft board. If you guys think I should select somebody else, with my first pick, let me know. Definitely let me know who you guys think I should select. But I think right now what I want to do and what I think will be best for the team is if I trade away like the 18th overall pick and trade up to get like a top 5 pick, cheese the system a little bit, do all that kind of fun stuff. I was thinking about trading Chandler Sen away anyway, so maybe I can look for like a top 3 pick by trading Chandler Sen and that 18th overall pick. Might not be a bad move because Oglesby looks ridiculous and we can definitely use some defensive back help. Ty Foote looks really good too. I have him on my draft board in case he falls to like number 12 or 14. I don't really want to trade up to get him. He's an early first rounder right now. I think he looks pretty good though. I feel like if I draft him, he will start the opposite side of Buck Snyder. AJ Gross also looks pretty nice. Not the fastest, but pretty strong. Decent hit power, good man coverage, not a bad free safety. We definitely need some defensive back help. And then I really need some offensive linemen, so I put 3 in a row. This guy's supposed to go in the second round, but he looks ridiculous. He has great run block finesse and great pass block finesse and good impact blocking, and he's also pretty strong. OJ Latimer to me, though, looks like the best offensive lineman. He's pretty fast, 21 years old, 41 reps. He looks ridiculous. I keep saying ridiculous. I gotta stop. But he looks really good. Jatarian Sharpton also looks very good. Give you a look at his stats more in depth. Good bench press reps. Definitely what you have to look for a offensive lineman. This wide receiver I feel like is going to be very, very good. 4.34 speed. I don't even really need a wide receiver that badly, but I will definitely take him if he's available. Also, his name is Ace. Like, how sweet is that? Ace McPherson. Maybe draft him in the second round. I don't know. Maybe with one of my first round draft picks. I don't think I'll take him in the first round, but I'll probably wait to the second round. Maybe I'll do some kind of trade situation where I get an earlier second round draft pick. I don't know. I threw a quarterback on here just because I saw that he had A+ throw power. Why not? A couple other wide receivers. This middle linebacker looks pretty good. Supposed to go in the third round. Definitely not opposed to taking him. Outside linebacker who has a good combine grade, but he is terribly slow. So maybe I won't be taking him. Marquand Kaysen, the only reason why I put him on the draft board is because he's the fastest running back. Would not mind having like a second or third string running back who can absolutely fly. Good looking center, good looking left tackle. Riley Pianalto, not a terrible looking safety. So down here I kind of just threw players who looked okay and who could potentially be good. There's actually a good middle linebacker down here. Marcus Porter, I actually really want. So I'm going to move him up pretty high actually. I probably want him around there. I think he's going to be that good. Honestly, he can definitely slide to outside linebacker and go up in overall. I think that guy's going to be a beast. Some other like running backs that they're on here because they have good combine grades. Some cornerbacks in case I don't get any early. Benjamin Pitta looks okay just because he's pretty fast. He has a good combine grade. I'm going to move the center up a little bit because his gem over there says 4th round. So let me actually move him into the 4th round. So these later round picks don't really matter all that much. Like I threw a quarterback on here who has a 4.49 40, which is cool. I would definitely not be against drafting him. And then some other random running backs down here who could fly. And a tight end, I guess, in the 7th round because, you know, why not? He's actually ridiculous. Okay, I need to stop saying ridiculous. I know I already said that, but wow. 4.64 speed with those kind of top 3 skills. Yeah, I'm taking that guy in the 6th round, I think. I'm going to move this guy up pretty high. He's really good. Okay, that guy looks insane. I'm excited to draft him. So that is what my draft board looks like. Let me know if you guys think I should change anything. I really think Watts Oglesby is going to be the best player. So I think I'm going to trade up for him unless you guys tell me otherwise. Unless there's a player here that you guys think I should draft before anyone else. But I definitely think that guy is Oglesby. I'll show you the rest of the first round players. Because like a lot of defensive ends here who I really don't want that much. I mean, Banks Mims looks pretty good. Pretty strong as well. Pretty fast. Like, he looks okay, but honestly, I think Ty Foot will be the best out of all these guys, if I'm being honest here. I don't know if I'm going to really trade up to take a defensive end because we actually have decent defensive ends already. Good defensive tackles, but again, defensive tackle is one of our best positions, so I don't want to waste a draft pick on that. Don't really want a quarterback in the 1st round. Here's an outside linebacker who's a speed rusher. Don't really need him coming off the edge. Another speed rusher. Some quarterbacks. A running back who looks really good, but I don't need a running back. Free safety, defensive tackle, middle linebacker. This guy looks alright, I think. Yeah, 4.62 speed. That guy looks really good. So let me throw him back on my draft board. I could even select that guy in the 1st round as well. Let me move him up to one of my first few selections because he actually looks really nice. That speed is huge. He can play outside linebacker. 5'11". Let's throw him. I think I want all these guys first. This isn't like the exact order. I'll gauge it again once I am in the draft, but let me just show you guys the last like 15 or so picks wherever I stopped. So the last like 12 picks in this 1st round. So here's what they look like. Definitely let me know if you think I should throw somebody else on the draft board. That guy's alright as well, I guess. Fenton, Woodard. I just like the later round middle linebackers in this class. Honestly, I thought they were better. But that is going to do it for this episode. I think we had a pretty successful offseason so far. We added Austin Hooper, who I think is going to be a huge upgrade to the team. I'm going to try to get the ball out to my tight ends a lot. He's also super well-rounded. I'm excited to have him on this squad. And then we also have Miles Jack now at middle linebacker. I can't wait to use him. Star development, 87 speed, 89 tackling, 86 zone coverage, 87 man coverage. He is ridiculous. I said ridiculous again. Was that like the 8th time this video? I really need to get some new vocabulary. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this off-season episode. If you guys did enjoy, feel free to leave a like. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.